Hey, what's going on guys, Psychotic here, and welcome to the first career mode on this here channel. It is FIFA 21, and FIFA 21 career mode is finally here. There's a few changes, which I'm sure you've seen from other creators, but let's get into it ourselves. So, I'm actually taking on Brighton. Now, I really wanted to take on a Spurs career mode, but in all honesty, we made so many signings this summer in Joe Hart, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, Doherty, Bale, Reguilon, and Carlos Vinicius that there's not a great deal to do. There's probably centre-back and maybe a young right-back. You know, there's not a crazy amount to do. But in Brighton, while they have a very promising squad, you know, you've got the likes of Neil Maupay, Trossard's very nice. Lamptey's obviously set the world alight, and of course you've got Leeds' best player, pretty much, from last season in Ben White. There is still room for improvement. So we are taking on Brighton, and hopefully we can guide it to a decent finish in the first season, and then hopefully push on for European places in the second season. We'll have to see how it goes. In terms of difficulty, we are playing on Legendary. I've got a weird relationship with Legendary on FIFA, so I always find, obviously, Professional is absurdly easy. Like, you just score goals for fun and you just never concede. Then World Class, for some reason in World Class, I don't concede much at all, but I struggle to score a lot. Like, it's really hard to score. But in Legendary, I seem to find it so then I can score, but I do concede, but, you know, I can actually score in the game. And I feel like that's the most realistic difficulty currently. Obviously, we can mess around with sliders in competitor mode and all these other stuff as we go along, but hopefully Legendary does as well, and it's a realistic, you know, level for Brighton. Let's go into our office here and have a look at what they're saying. So to start off, introductions. Yep, got a first scout report. Don't really care about that. Visions and expectations. Right. So youth development. Within 2 seasons, have at least one player, I guess, from the youth academy signed to the first season. Play at least 30% of games in the next season. Okay, got 2 seasons for that, but very low, so it's not that important. Brand exposure. We need to get 10 clean sheets this season. Don't know how that pushes the brand, but, you know, fair play, fair play. Financial. Sell 2 players and sign 2 crucial players to replace them. Finish the season without any unspent transfer budget. Okay. So you want me to spend all the money? Happy days. Domestic finish mid-table, that is the plan. And Emirates FA Cup reach the round of 16 stage. Hopefully we do that. And then obviously no continental success. That's really easy. We should not get fired no matter what, unless we get relegated maybe. Youth Academy report. I do believe we start off with a Scout Future Star in this game. And we also have a youth team already there for us. So let's quickly have a look at this. So let's see loose players, development plans, and sign him up. So I see Bradley Curtis as a potential of 81 to 94. I'm guessing that's our Scout Future Star. Looks alright. Looks semi-decent. 5-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot. That's new. You can see their skill moves and weak foots and work rates before you sign them on, which is really good. I mean, he's a goalkeeper, so 1-star skills is fine, but there we go. Mark Parry, 85 potential. Michael James, only the 78 potential from him. And this guy, Victor Luna, I could probably release him, but I'm just going to leave him there for now. We'll see what happens. But it's interesting the way it's done this year, and it's nice that I got a Scout Future Star from the start. It's annoying that I can't go and add one in later. This guy's 6'4". What the hell? This is going to be one of the strangest players going, Bradley Curtis, but we'll see how it goes. All right, let's get rid of that and all of this other stuff, which no one particularly cares about. In terms of the transfer budget, as you see, we have got 34 million plus 320. Okay, well, you not these. Let's go to an 80 20. There we go. 41 million with 197 k wage budget, which is plenty. We could probably... Well, I mean, to spend all of that is going to be fun, to say the least. So, I'm going to have a quick look through the squad. So I haven't really done that. I've done a little bit of, looking. I know the squad anyway, just from, knowing football in any sort of way. I'm going to put together a transfer list and also just think about who I'm going to sign, like positionally wise, and also what sort of formation we're going to be playing, because obviously they're playing 5-2-1-2 here because they have Dunk, Webster and White, and they want to play all three of them. I'm not sure if I'm up for playing a 5-back formation, but we'll have to see. I'll have a look at the squad, and I'll be right back. Alright then, I've had a look through the squad, and I have to say, there is a lot of players in the same position, okay? So, for instance, at centre-back, we have Lewis Dunk, Joe Veltman, Ben White, I think it's Adam Webster, don't quote me on that, Webster, and then Dan Burn. And 3 of them are 75 rated, 177 and 178. So because of the way that their ages are, obviously Ben White is a good prospect. Webster's only 25, relatively okay potential. Veltman's a new signing, so I don't really want to get rid of him. Plus he's cover at right back for Lamptey. And then Dunk is obviously the captain once you take out Pascal Gross. I've listed Burn because at the end of the day we're going to use Dunk and Veltman and then White and Webster in rotation. And obviously, Veltman will move to right back here and there to cover for Lamptey. So I think that's the plan. It's just a lot of centre backs. And what's even more crazy is on loan they've got like 4 centre backs as well, which is just absolutely mental. So that's that situation. In terms of the goalkeeper, Matty Ryan, it's obviously brilliant. Got Walton as a good backup, and Sanchez has got some decent potential. Jason Steele, however, I will be selling because there's really no need. He doesn't grow at all. He's getting on a bit, and Walton's simply better, and Sanchez has high potential. So no need for that, so we'll get rid of him. At left back, we have Bernardo, obviously. And actually, one thing I didn't mention is that there was 2... Obviously, the squads haven't updated. So, for instance, at Spurs, there's no Carlos Vinicius because it hasn't updated yet. And so here, there was 2 signings that hadn't updated in. That is Karbaunik, as well as Zakiri. So I transfer those in separately, like on my own, just using the edit club transfers. So we do have Bernardo as well as Karbaunik as the backup, which I think is solid. It would be nicer if it was they'll have a little bit higher rated, but they've got some potential in them, so hopefully that will be okay. On the right, obviously, we have Tarek Lamptey, and then a guy called Yappy, who's this French youth development player. So not the best, in all honesty, but we can always put Veltman to right back, as I said before. And he'll do a job there, but we do want to develop Lamptey as much as we can. In the midfield, Yves Bissouma. I don't really see him in real life as a defensive midfielder, but it says he can play there, and he has the stats to kind of play in that position. So I will be playing him there. Other options are Baluta as well, but Baluta's just... he's got 50 dribbling. Like, it's a really tough ask to ask me to play a player with 50 dribbling and 57 passing at CDM. He is more of a centre-back. Actually, you can see there it says he can play centre-back. It's a bit of a strange one. I'm not really sure what to do with Baluta. I do believe he has decent potential, but you just can't have those stats. That's just not good enough. 2-star, 2-star as well. It's a tough ask. I don't know if Baluta is a new signing or if he's like a fan favourite or something, but if I get rid of him, I hope I don't piss anyone off because, yeah, he doesn't seem to be up there. In terms of midfield, obviously you've got Adam Lallana, the new signing. Kind of have to put him in and use him for now. He is like 31 or something like that, so he is really injury prone and getting on. But I can't like start a Brian Corimo and then just go, yeah, we're not going to use him because he's old. We'll use him for a season and then we'll move him on. It does mean though that Pascal Gross does drop to the bench because I could not be playing with Gross and Lallana in midfield. There's just not enough. Like, that's just too slow because he's got 52 pace and Lallana's only got 66 pace. You're gonna get run over. So it does mean Pascal Gross does drop to the bench for now, which is a shame because he is younger and he was their captain. So I hope, again, I know he is a fan favourite, so I'm sorry for that. And of course we've got Alexis McAllister here, their young up and comer. He's got the best potential, I'm pretty sure, on the team. Don't quote me on that again. And really nice stats, decent physically, got some great technicals. 76 finishing for a 75 rated centre attacking midfielder. It's just nice. Only 3-star, but I think he'll do well for us there, and hopefully he'll grow well with us as well. He obviously is getting a little bit of an exclamation mark as well as Bissouma because their positions are the same, but I can literally just go and change this to CM, and he'll be fine, and then change this to Cam, and there we go, he'll be fine. And I'm fine with that. I feel that that's a good midfield to play with. On the left, of course, we've got Leandro Trossard, very pacey, very technical, good dribbling, good finishing, 4-star. Not obviously not crazily fast, but I just mean compared to everyone else, he's relatively fast. He's a good player. I look forward to using him. I know he hasn't got the craziest potential, but it's like 82 or something like that. So, he can still grow a little bit. Ali Reza Jahanbash, absolutely incredible player in real life. Really, really needs to play for them more. In FIFA, however, he's a bit okay. Like, he's fine. I mean, he's 74 rated. He's not exactly setting the world alight. So, one of the signings I do want to make, because we don't have any depth there, is to get in a new right winger. And so I'll be going into transfer targets soon. But yeah, we've got a lot of left wingers. No right wingers other than Ali Reza. So Ali Reza will drop to the bench and be a squad rotation player, which I think is fine for him. I think he's got some really good stats here. Nice dribbling, really good shot power, and of course 4-star. And so hopefully he will be good for us in the series, but just not as a starter currently. And of course we've got Neil Maupay up top, the guy who ended Matteo Guendouzi's career. And yeah, he's really good, and I really like him in real life, and I hope he's just as good in FIFA. Behind him we've got Florian Andone, as well as Connolly, who I actually really, really rate in real life. Doesn't have the highest potential in FIFA, even in the fact he's 20 and scores goals for the first team. So hopefully they update that in the future. But for now, he hasn't got the craziest potential, but he should do a good job for us here and there. In terms of loan listing and transfer listing, let me just go over to that. Transfer, I guess it'd be in the hub. Perhaps it'll be in the hub. I actually can't remember. There we go. I never really look at the... Oh, please go away. Please go away. Transfer list. Right, so we've got, what's that? Jason Steele, Dan Burn, Victor Koyerkeres is loan listed, as well as Cotrain. I'm killing this. Guargis, Dendonka. Is that Lars Dendonka? I wonder if he's related to Leander. I'm not sure. Teddy Jenks. And those are all the players I want to get on loan. It's just not good enough for the first team. Yes, the only one who's remotely high rated would be Gaio Carez, but he's actually, since there's no squad update, he's gone on loan to Swansea. So, got to bear that in mind. So I was like, all right, I'll loan him out as well. I mean, I wouldn't use him anyway, but keep a little bit of realism there. And of course, Dan Burn, not a bad player, just too many centre backs. So yeah, that's the plan. I'm going to go quickly give a look. I think the place I'm going to really prioritise is right wing for now, and then it's more about who doesn't perform and if I need to improve anywhere. So for instance, if Basuma is not good enough at CDM, then what I can do is drop him to the bench, and then I can have bring in a new CDM. Same with the young CDM, the one who's basically a centre back, the guy with 50 passing. Can't remember his name, but yeah. I'll be right back. I'm going to go and have a look and see if there's any targets we can get, and then I'll go into any sort of development plans for the likes of Lamptey and Ben White. Right then, I've got some targets, some bold ones to be fair. So for instance, here we got David Neres. That's a pretty bold target. I mean, some would argue it's unrealistic, but at the same time, we've seen players come over from the Eredivisie and not go to the top teams. They've gone to like the mid-table teams in the Prem. So I don't think it's that ridiculous. Same with Icone here, or Icone, whatever his name is. We've seen Rafinha go to Leeds. We saw Ismail Assar go to Watford, and Saint Maximin go to Newcastle. So I don't think it's unrealistic either there. And this guy, however you say his name, I don't know how unrealistic it is. I mean, he is the highest rated player here. I believe he's 80, equal with Neres. And I think Icone is 79, and I think Diatta's a little bit lower. Diatta is just a really promising player in, obviously, the Belgian league. Hopefully, anyone who's watching this doesn't think these are ridiculous, stupid signings, as I like to call it when you watch a career mode. But I don't think they're that far stretched. I think Icone, especially, there's plenty of reasons why he'd move over to Brighton. So, yeah. I think my main target is David Neres here. However, there it is. They do think he's too important, so we would have to pay the 28.5 million release clause for him. So I want to see how much the rest of these players are going to cost. Obviously, Ikone there with a 67.2 million release clause. So I'm going to come back, wait for my scout to come back on these players, and hopefully then we'll have a better idea. If not, 28 million, maybe it's a bargain for him, because I feel like his value is probably around 18 million anyway. So you'd only be paying the 10 more, plus he's got potential. So it wouldn't be a too bad sign, especially when we've got 40 million here. So those are the targets currently. Look at the squad. I just don't know where else I'd improve. Maybe get rid of Florin Nandone as the backup striker and get someone else in. And maybe sort out a little bit of the midfield. But other than that, I think I'm relatively comfy. I mean, the defence, there's a lot. There's just a lot of defenders. And there's a lot of left wingers. Whether any of them are any good outside of Trossard, we just don't know. I am going to just go a little bit forward. So there's these training days. Again, this is my first career mode, so I haven't done a lot or seen a lot to do with this. But as you can see, there's a lot of these training drills to do with defending scenarios, inside the zone dribbling, and extreme hot potato. I think for now, I tend to not even train usually on the previous games during the transfer window, and then I sort it out after. I think I'm just going to keep it as the standard here and just simulate all. And then I'll go in depth on this once the transfer window is done, because there's a lot going on at the moment in terms of the transfer window. There's players I've got to get out. There's players I want to get in. So for now, I'm not going to delve into the weekly schedule and the development of players. I think I'm going to leave that until after the window, because I feel like then I've got more time to sort out what I'm doing. Because right now, it's all about these friendlies and it's all about the incomings and outgoings. So we are going to sim across. I think... I'm just going to sim these opening games. I think I'll do one of them as the slow sim, whatever they call it. Can I have a look at my email box? I just pressed triangle and it just did nothing. Okay. Yep, thank you. Future's exciting. Glad we agree. Glad we agree. I'm just looking at options, and you need to improve. I just wanted to see if that would do anything bad. Yeah, it didn't do great. Let's again just go for a training day and simulate all. I'm just going to go by whatever they say to do at the moment. There's a lot. So one thing at Karimo we've always said is that there's just not a lot going on. You know, it's very simple. In fairness to this year, they have added a lot. You know, there's a lot more in-depth stuff to do with training. So you've got to hand it to EA. They've actually changed it this year. Last year was a copy and paste job of the previous year. So, you know, it's just how it goes. Right, so if I click play, do I then get to the choice of if I sim or not? Yes, I do. Okay. We'll do a sim match. I won't do a quick sim. I want to actually see how this goes, because obviously there's a jump in feature, and of course you do the subs as you go as well. So I'm hoping this goes well. I mean, Hertha Berlin have got a decent team. You know, they've got Stark in the midfield, in the defence, who's very strong, and Mateus Cunha is one of those really up and coming strikers. And obviously Piatek was doing unbelievably for where was he? Was he at Genoa? He was at some sort of Italian team, and then he moved to AC Milan, and it didn't quite go to plan. I know Spurs were linked, and he ended up going to Hertha Berlin of all places. But yeah, I know Mateus Cunha is very good. He's one of those players that I've kept an eye on while he's been in Germany, because he was at Leipzig, I believe, before, and now he's at Hertha Berlin. We are really just holding possession. Oh, we've lost the ball. Don't worry, we got the defenders to sort it out. That's McAllister, plays Ali Reza, Lamptey, and Ali Reza. Bloody hell, the triangles. Lamptey gave away the ball. They're now going to counter. Who's number 27 for them? Nyankan. Oh, lovely goal there from Leander Trossard. Nice. All right, so the first goal of the series isn't scored by me, but it is scored by Leander Trossard. So 1-0 up, that is good. Obviously, we get a little bit of money from the preseason tournament. Obviously, I'm not exactly short of cash at the moment. As you saw, we have like 40 odd million, but if we do go and have to get David Neres for 28, that's going to take a big chunk of that. And I'm sure there's still positions we need to strengthen as we go along. They are getting quite ahead here, though. Cunha plays it back. It's I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut whenever it gets to a goal, because while it's interesting watching this, it's not like I can really commentate it very much. All it is little, pixels just pushing it across. I guess that's what all games are, but you know what I mean. So I'll just come in whenever there's a goal. Oh! Missed there from Neil Marpai at the end. I think I'm just going to resume the match. I don't see any need for any subs at the moment. Alright, I'm going to make some subs here. I accidentally jumped in for a second there, which was an accident. So I know that you can do that. So I'm going to get on Pascal Gross here, as well as Proper. I'll just bring... Okay, that's... No, please stop. Bring Proper on at CDM. And then I'll probably take off. Yeah, I'll take him off for and donate, and hopefully this will do something for the last few minutes. And there we have it. We do win 1-0, and there you go. I got a trophy for that. Decent win, just 1-0. I'm starting to think that Yves Bissouma would be better off as a centre midfielder rather than a defensive midfielder, which does beg the question of who would we play as a defensive midfielder. Because we actually only have Baluta, who cannot pass a ball, clearly. Okay, that's given me something to think about. I guess there is Moda. What is his stats looking like? He's one of the new guys who came in, the Polish one. I mean, it's just very well-rounded but low-rated. He's got 5-star weak foot. His physicals aren't awful, he's just not very fast. And then, again, he hasn't got the worst technicals, but it's all very well rounded. Maybe he's a good backup option. So I think I'm going to take Baluta off the bench and put on Moda. Malumbi, again, his strength is terrible. His technicals are horrendous unless you talk about he's literally can just pass. What are these players? Sorry if you're a Brighton fan. I think I need to get him off the bench and put a winger there. Let's put his Corrado on and move him down here and then him along to here. Yeah, I think that's a better bench. I think Moda is the backup CDM, Proper and Gross to come on in the midfield for McAllister and Lallana, as well as these Sonny Marsh and his Corrado as winger options is pretty decent. And then Andone. I do think perhaps we get rid of Gross. Have it so Proper is the guy who comes in for Lallana, for McAllister, and then have Bissouma be the Lallana's rotationary player, Moda be a backup CDM, and get in a new starting CDM to play right here, because I think it needs to be a out and out defensive mid. I'll have to think about that one, but we'll see. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'll pop up when there's the next important part. Okay, we got a loan offer here from Cagliari, I think that is. Yeah, Cagliari. I was like looking, I was like, where do I read it? And it's right there. I am just going to accept. Wait, what? Why can't I not just accept? Oh, they're looking to add a buy option. Okay, I'm not really up for selling him currently. It's not. Oh, they in real life they only loaned him to Swansea. I don't believe that it has a loan option. Do they? A buy? Okay, no, they don't want it. Great. No worries, guys. Okay, we got another match here against Raul Valad. That team. We're just gonna do a quick sim. The simming is going to be really important for proper games, but for this, 1-1 is fine. There you go. It's just a bit... It's really good, I reckon, throughout the season, because obviously we cannot play every game of the season. So it's good to be able to go and actually sim something where you got some sort of input, rather than just, oh, there you go, you've simmed it, and it's done. So, yeah, that's good. Let's quickly advance across, and, of course... Another training, yes, just simulator. I need to really go in depth on this later on because I don't understand it. Just don't. I played Football Manager and I got very overwhelmed. So you can probably understand how it's going. So we do have an offer for Dan Burn here. That's very good. It is from Wolfsburg, so we're not strengthening an opponent, and we could probably get up to 6.6 million, which of course we will go and try and do. Getting the most from your players is really important, obviously. Obviously, it's easy to look at 40 million and go, we don't need anything else, but getting an extra 6.6 million for a player that's just not going to feature for us is really nice and can help us a lot. And there you go. Of course, he's going to say yes to it. That's very nice. 6.6 million for Dan Burn. I think that's decent business from Wolfsburg and from us. So that'll be one less centre back for us to deal with. Obviously, he could play left back, but because we brought in that other left back, the Polish guy, I don't think it's a bigger deal. Arsenal want Leandro Trossard. No, thank you. I'm going to block that. Not interested in selling him, and definitely not interested in selling him to Arsenal. So we've got a final match of the pre-season tournament. Obviously, it can continue on to the next 2 games, but let's see how we do if I sim this. Quick sim. We won 2-1. Malpe and Basuma getting a goal. As I said, Basuma clearly has got more going forward for him than going back, so maybe moving him from CDM is the best idea. And so we do progress, and we get Nice in the next round, tournament prize money, and we've got some scout reports for the free players. So let's go and find out what winger we're going to get. Where is it? Transfer Hub. So they value him at 30. We'll probably have to pay it to 40 million to 55. Okay, that is a very expensive man. That is an even more expensive man. That's unbelievable. That's more acceptable, but I feel like if I'm going to pay 28 million, I'm going to pay it for him. Wait, what happened to his release clause? What happened to his release? He had a release clause of 28 million, right? Is my brain not working? I swear he had a release clause. I guess he doesn't. What? I swear. Oh, my brain. Was I looking at his value? Not his release clause? I could have sworn he had a release clause. I'm just going to... Okay, it was about 28 million. I'm going to offer 29 million. Because that was... I swear that was his release clause. Yeah, what is going on here? He had a release clause. I'm telling you. I'm going to put a clip of his release clause in the background of this because it's ridiculous. What? Should I just bought him before? He had a release clause. He had a release clause. Okay, right. Well, that's not fun. Okay, these are a lot more expensive, obviously, than I was expecting. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to rethink this a little bit because this guy clearly is far too expensive. Like, oh, I mean, I say that. Oh, so is Ikone. It would only be Diatta here, but I could have sworn they said that they wouldn't sell him and I'd have to pay his release clause. And then I scout him and then... Or no, I didn't even scout him. A few days later, suddenly he hasn't got a release clause. I find that really sus, if I'm honest. I'll have to go look at some different options, I guess, guys. Okay, so I went back and looked at the recording. No, he didn't have a release clause. It just said value 28 million, and for some reason in my head, I thought it was a release clause. So sorry about that. Clearly, I don't know what I'm doing. So I've been a little bit more realistic here. Obviously, we talked about Ismail Assar in the last clip, so he is there as an option, as well as Chukwueze. These two both have 2-star weak foot though, which is a little bit of a downer in my opinion. Then there was this guy Sinestera. Looks really good. Only got 12 months left on his contract, so could get him on a cheap. And then there's Diego Rossi, who is a wonderful player over at LAFC. And the thing about him is they're ongoing with talks with Bologna, so I kind of have to jump in now. And he does have a release clause of 19.5 million. So honestly, what I'm going to try and do is go in for Sinestera, try and offer maybe 10 million, and see if they say, what they say to that, and if they've got any movement there of 10 million, because I haven't got time to wait for the scout reports on this. If they've got any room to maneuver with 10 million, then yeah, I'm going to go for Sinestera. That's a really good player, good potential, just a really solid player to get in for a good price, because I know he only has 12 months left on his contract. But If not, 19.5 million for Diego Rossi, or Rossi, not Rossi, is really good as well. So let's go and approach for Sinistera. I think 10 mil will do it. We'll have to see. And I think 10 mil, you cannot argue with it. So let's just go, slap 10 mil. They've accepted. They've accepted. Now, now I'm stuck with a little conundrum here. So, I'm pretty sure they're the same rating, Sinistera and Diego Rossi. I'm pretty sure they have the same potential, if not very similar. The only thing I think is different is that this man is high, and Diego Rossi is high-low. They're both 4-star, 4-star. 5'8", 5'7". So, it's a difficult one, to be honest. I mean, in terms of pace, Sinistera is definitely going to be faster. I know that for a fact. But in terms of clinicalness, it's probably Diego Rossi or Rossi. Okay, I can't sign him if I don't know his name. But at the same time, they're both left wingers. But if Diego Rossi is much more of a goal scorer on the left-hand side, cutting in on his right foot. So maybe it is better going for Sinistera, because even though he's not got as good shooting, he's got a lot more pace, and he's probably going to get in behind better and be able to support the other players. And plus 10 mil is a bargain for this player. So I think I'm going to go with Sinistera. I know it might seem crazy because Diego Rossi is available for like 19 million. Like, that's so cheap. I mean, I tell you what, let me go and try and offer 10 mil. Like, I know his buyout clause is 19, but you never know. If they accept 10 mil, it's going to be very hard to, choose one Sinistera over. Oh, for God's sake! Why do you have to accept that? I've got some thinking to do, because I can't just choose off a whim. I can't just choose it off a whim. But if I don't sign him now, he could just go to Bologna. Give me a minute. Alright, guys. This is a really important signing for me. This is a guy who's going to be on my right wing for the foreseeable future. So I'm going to go think. I'm going to have a look and see what I think's best. Okay, guys. I've decided it's going to be Sinistera, simply because I think he is going to play a lot better as a right winger compared to Diego Rossi. But I still think that's a really good signing. I know I really wanted David Neres, but that was mainly because I thought he had a 28 million buyout clause, which is unbelievable. Yeah, you'll be important. That's fair enough. Maybe this isn't like an outrageous signing. You know, he's only like 75, 76 rated. But he's going to grow, and I think it's a step forward in the right way. Obviously, a Kone and all that would be great, but we're not at that level yet. We have got a lot of money, but we ain't got that much. So let's accept that. We don't want a release clause. Now, no, they're not going to tell me what the wage. All right, I'm going to have to just give him 20k with a 200k signing bonus, because I don't think he's going to accept anything at. What? I thought that was fine. 20k. 20k is fine for a Premier League club. What are you on about? I swear in previous years, if you sign somebody who's like a 21-year-old from bloody the Eredivisie, you could give them 20k and they'll go, oh, yes, please, thank you for signing me. What? Alright, guys, after some really careful decision-making, I think I'm going to go for Diego Rossi over Sinistera. So yeah, let's just go in and negotiate him. He's the one I wanted the most out of the two, so I think we're gonna just go and get him instead. Yeah, you're gonna be important. That was such a debacle. What just happened? What is wrong? I'm just not having the best start here, honestly. Things things aren't working well. Yeah, no release clause. That's fine. Please tell me what wage you want. Okay, right. I'm going to have to offer him 35k and 300k sign-on. See, I don't think that's that much crazier. Like, I don't think 20k was that ridiculous. Anyway, we have signed, let's get rid of all of these, Diego Rossi from LAFC, which I think is a really good signing, personally. Well, maybe Sinistera is the better signing. We'll never know, really. If Diego Rossi absolutely tears it up, then I guess that, that'll be that. Is this Cueto still quite... This Cueto's still quite fast, but... Yeah, I'd rather him on the bench, if I'm honest. I need to give it to Solly March. I don't think I need him. I really don't think I need Solly March. I might have to sell him. But at the moment, I'm not hard up for cash, so it's probably good to have some depth. Why is everyone so minus? This game is very different to previous years, because it's just like everyone's minus for some reason. I haven't even done anything wrong, other than offer the wrong wages to players, which was not my fault. That was the game. 100% the game, not me. Right. Okay. Move this guy up. There we go. We have got Rossi in here. So, one thing I am going to do straight away is go over to his development plan and convert him into a right winger. So, I believe what we do here is go all the way down to here and go to development plan and go, okay, no, stop giving me tips. I'll work out myself. I've done brilliantly so far. Okay. So this will increase everything a little bit. Wide winger, increase sprint speed. Inverted winger, it's just a lot of shooting. Acceleration's a support winger. Okay. Probably support winger. Acceleration is more important than sprint speed, in my opinion. I mean, to be honest, I don't really care about the growth. I'll leave the growth as balanced. It's more about turning him into a right winger. There we go. Select that. Show legend. What? What do I do here now? Wait, what? Let's go over to development. Ah, right winger. How long is that going to take? It doesn't say. I swear you can tell. Where's the... What? 2 weeks. ETF. Bloody... I'll tell you what, mate. I'm really new to this stuff, so sorry. I know this might be painful for some people who have actually got the game already or have been watching other people. But yeah, that whole development plan is brand new. Literally brand new. It's the first time I've done anything with it. I've only watched 2 or 3 episodes of anybody else's career mode series, so it is very fresh to me. Okay. First of all, we've sold Burn. That's good. An offer for him. Is it... Wait, hold on. Interested in loaning this player. They are also looking to add a buy option. Right, okay. Again, everyone wants to buy my players. No, thank you. You can loan him, but you cannot buy him. Otherwise, I'll just sell them. Like, I don't understand. Do you want him without... No, why does everyone get so... Also, what is it like, oh, we disagree, so I'm going to just throw a fit. Like, they cross their arms. They're like, oh, it's pointless coming here and talking to you. It's been wasting my time. And I'm like... No, you came at me and I could have just said no, but I listened to you. It's a very strange game. Okay, it's Cueto. Honestly, not really in my plans that much, but I wasn't looking to sell him. I was probably looking to sell Solly March first, but again, I haven't really looked at their ages. So let me quickly go look. And I think I'm going to end that after this. I was going to finish off everything here, but I feel like this has gone on for ages. This has gone on for life. Let's go have a look quickly at Escuedo and Solly March. See which one. So March is 25. So yeah, I can probably keep Solly March and get rid of Escuedo. Didn't really have any plans for Escuedo, if I'm honest. I know he was always a fast player in previous years, but I'd rather have some quality. So Escuedo, we can get 4.2. So let's go negotiate and get 4.2. I think it's important to trim the squad down. A big squad is good, but now that there's this sharpness in the and morale is so important in the game. I think you need to make sure that you are going and using every player. And obviously, if you've got players that aren't going to be used as much, they're not going to be happy. Their stats are going to drop. It's just not going to be good for anyone. So I think it's really important to there you go, 4.2. They're going to go for it to getting it. So then you've got a trim but productive squad. It's a bit like Spurs at the moment. We've got a lot of players. One thing that does concern me with Spurs is we've got a lot of players. But there we go. That is where I'm going to end it today. Tomorrow we will have the Nice match, as well as, hopefully, if we win that, the next one after that and get some more money, as well as probably looking into getting a CDM. Because, yeah, I feel like Basuma's going to be better on the bench, and then maybe we need to move on Pascal. We'll have to really think about that, though, because obviously he has been the captain for a while. I do really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'm sorry there was issues such as me not knowing that there wasn't a release clause on Neres, and me not being able to sign I don't remember his name, Sistera, the right winger, because of the wages. But we did get our man in Diego Rossi, which I'm very happy with, and I think that's a good way to end it. So I do hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time.